Hello, my name is Matt Wicks, Managing Director of the Virtual Forge, and I'm going to be talking to you about the VF Hub. The VF Hub is a revolutionary new piece of software which allows you to manage, augment, maintain, and search through your video using a number of different methods. The idea behind the VF Hub is that it's a one-stop shop, a single place where people who are familiar and not so familiar with video assets are able to work with video without being afraid of it, without getting caught up in the intricacies of working with it, and also managing to leave behind an audit trail so that where, for example, you're putting out a lot of video very, very quickly, the process is simple, the process is easy to understand, easy to follow, and yet there's a full responsible audit trail which remains behind. There are various different elements to the VF Hub, and you can see them categorized here. We have a booking module. The idea behind the booking module is that it allows you to book a recording session in one of the broadcast pods. The broadcast pods are standalone studios that you can book time in, simply turn up and make a recording. All video recorded inside the broadcast pod is immediately transferred into the hub for review and approval. You can find out more about the broadcast pod at www.broadcastpod.tv. We also have a number of other elements. We have the control app. The control app sits inside the broadcast pod and allows people to simply record video using the screens. We have a device control element. The device control element allows you to control remotely the camera, so that, for example, if the camera person is sitting in Australia and you're recording in Frankfurt, they can remotely operate the camera inside the pod. We also have the media publisher. The media publisher allows you to publish content to multiple different devices from a single click. We have the review and approval section, which I'll be going into a lot more detail in a second. We have the review and approval section, which I'll be going into a lot more detail about. We have the media player for playback across devices. We have a file exporter, which allows you to take the content that you've created and bring it into your own editing systems, such as Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere. I'll be demonstrating that in a moment. We also have, for more complex deployments, an IP traffic management system, which allows you to isolate elements of video across the network, which allows you to find bottlenecks and also, in the case of emergencies, to shut down video across the system so that high quality, high definition data can be pushed through at a reasonable speed. So, how does the VF Hub work for the average user? There are a number of different scenarios that you might come into using it with. It may be that you've used one of our broadcast pod studios and then you've been able to take the content and you need to review what you've recorded, or you need to approve what somebody else has recorded. It may be that you're sitting at your desk and you want to do a quick video blog. It may be that you have a large amount of content built into your asset management system and you want to quickly find something, or you want to approve content for distribution within a group. It may also be that you've created a PowerPoint presentation and you want to quickly and rapidly turn this into an online presentation. All of these are scenarios for the VF Hub. The key thing for us when considering building this application is to make it as simple as possible. Video should be an enabler for people rather than a barrier. And so that's what we've put into view when building the VF Hub. You launch it from your desktop, whether a Mac or a PC. Once it's launched, you're given this login screen. Now this is important because the administrators behind the scenes are able to set up what access rights you have into this application. So there are a number of different user types there might be. It might be somebody who is a content creator who simply creates content and adds it into the system. It might be that you're somebody who is a presenter, so you want to create a presentation and add that into the system. It might be that you're a line manager or a producer and you want to simply review, not add content. Or it might be that you're somebody who is 2 or 3 or 4 of these different elements, and so you have access to that. So once I log in, the first screen I see shows me the options that are available to me. So looking at this will give you different options per person. So for example, I have the ability here to use every asset inside the VF Hub. I'm going to start by looking at the two ways of creating content and drawing content into the VF Hub. Remember, there is a third way, which is to create your content in the Studio Pod, and this is automatically added into the VF Hub. I can start by creating a video blog. Once again, remember, the idea behind this is to make this as simple and seamless for people as possible. I start off by adding in, if I want to, my transcript. So in other words, the script that I'm going to be following. I can either type this or I can paste this from existing content. This just allows me, when I'm recording, to focus only on what I want to say. I've also got the ability to be able to increase or decrease the size and increase or decrease the speed to suit my reading speed. Other things that are important to add in are the metadata. One of the key things about the VF Hub is capturing information about the video that you're creating at any point. But it's also key that this is as simple as possible. So the way it works is this. I'm going to add in a video name here, which I'm going to call Matt Test. I can then add in my keywords. Now the VF Hub is very clever because it allows you to type in keywords and then it will actually learn those keywords and it will, in time, remember those and allow you to add them in without having to type them. I'm the creator of the video, my department is media. And then the final thing that I need to add in here is the ability to add in the reviewer. So the purpose behind the hub is that you can't just take video and put it out there. You take video and somebody signs off on it. Somebody approves it. It might be one person, it might be a group of people. It might have to go through a chain of approval before it actually goes live. And so I specify which of those people are the reviewers of the video that I'm going to create. And all of this is set up before for the systems administrator. Now the actual bit of creating the video, very, very straightforward. You simply click on the icon to activate the camera. You can also increase or decrease the size of the recording. You can then just click the record button, and once the countdown has finished, there you are immediately. I'm recording my recording, everything is good, I'm very happy. When I finish that recording, I have the option to review it, but I've also then got the option, once I'm happy with the recording that I've done, I've got the option to save that into the VF Hub itself. That file has been saved, and once that file is saved, it's been added to my video collection. So you'll see on the left-hand side here, I've got a number of different options. I have the option to upload a video, to create a video, and I've also got the My Video section. This shows all the videos that I've created. But I've also got here, Review a Video. So if I'm a reviewer, I can see all the videos that have been sent to me for review, but that I have not yet actually commented on at any given point. So I can click onto these and I can begin my review process when I go through. Okay, so that's one way of adding content. I can simply create a video blog. The second way of being able to create content is to use the add a video option. And this is basically for a scenario where somebody has actually created content through a third-party system or they've just gone out and filmed it and captured and they want to upload it into the VF Hub. And once again, the process is designed to be very, very simple and very, very straightforward to use. So I'm going to take a video here that's been created. I'll take a relatively small one at this point, but we can use large files as well. We can use various different file types which are then transcoded on the server or converted into smaller files on the server to work with more quickly. Okay. So I'm going to take this file here, I'm going to drag and drop it onto here, and that's basically all I need to do in order to make the file available. Once I've dropped the file onto here, I've got the option to review the file. And I've also got the option to do exactly as I did before, to add in keywords. And I can add in as many of those as I want. I can specify the creator, the department that they came for, and once again I can specify who is the line of approval to approve this video. And once this video is approved, it will then be uploaded to the file storage system. Now this file storage system can be integrated into your network, or it can be a file storage system that's located in, for example, the Amazon cloud. File is uploaded, and if necessary, it's transferred into a proxy file for rapid viewing and approval. Okay. And then it's into the system. Once again, if I go into my videos, I can see that video appear. If I am somebody who has responsibility for reviewing that video will also appear in my review chain as well. So what does it actually mean to review a video? What does it actually mean to go through and give approval to a particular video that's been created? Well, you can see here there are a number of different objects and icons that are available. So I'm going to go into my commenting system here. Now, when I use the commenting system, I can play back the video and I can add various different types of comment. I can also see all of the comments that other reviewers have added about this particular video. So let's just have a quick look at some of the various different types of comment. I can add in a simple text comment. This is a comment. And you can see that we're generating thumbnails as we go through. As you would expect, I've also got the ability to create comments that cover a period of time. So if I want, for example, to have a piece of video removed, it might be that I want to just add a comment that covers a period of time, and that's then indicated there. Odd comments as well. So I can click onto an area and I can then leave a voice memo demonstrating exactly what down. So we've also added in the ability to be able to record comments as well. So I can click onto an area and I can then leave a voice memo demonstrating exactly what I want to have done at this particular point in the video. The voice memo then appears inside your list of voice in the video, demonstrating exactly what I want to have done. And we also have the ability to use visual cues, because one of the things that we have found is that people very often want to say something which is quite hard to describe. So they want to say something like, you know what, that bit at the top left-hand side with the squirrely bit, we want to get rid of that. And so we've created the ability for you to be able to draw on the video. And when you draw on the video, we also leave spatial markers. So in this particular case, for example, we might have an artifact we want to remove, or a logo that needs to be removed, or a person's face that needs to be blurred out, or something like that. And it's a very quick and easy way of being able to do that. And as you'd expect, you can step back through these very, very easily to see the comments that were made at any given point. You also have the ability to be able to approve it. So once I've gone through and I've made these changes, and other people have made the comments that they want to make, I then need to have the ability to sign off on it. So I'm signing off here, and once I've approved it, it will then go to the next person to approve, or if I'm the only person or the last person to approve the video, it will then be moved into the live environment for broadcast. At any point, somebody can go back through one of our reporting screens and see the process that they've gone through. In other words, they can go back through the reporting scene and they can see the audit trail of comments that have been made. So how does this feed back to the person editing the video? Well, once you go into My Videos, you can see, of course, all the comments that people have made about your video. But you've also got the option to be able to export this as a PDF, so you can view and read the comments, or to export it as a file that can be brought into Adobe Premiere or Apple's Final Cut Pro. So having exported that file, simply by clicking on the Export option, I can then go into Premiere Pro and I can simply go to File, Import, and when I import the file, it gives me this little folder which contains a sequence, and you can see inside this sequence here all of those comments that I made are in place. So I can see here where I said this is a comment, I can see here the range, so I was saying that I want to remove this part, and even the visual marker, I have a reference point. The visual marker also ties into the PDF, so you can have a look and see what was created there. And this also works in Final Cut Pro. So it's a very quick round tripping of these different elements. So working with video in this way is very quick, very simple, and as I say, it maintains an audit trail that can be followed through and go back through so you can see who is responsible for each step. Sometimes this is a long process, sometimes it's as simple as uploading a video, I receive an SMS or an email saying there's a new video to review, I look at it, bing, it's fine, it's gone, it's done. Sometimes it's more complicated than that. The other side to the hub is preparing a webinar. Now the idea behind preparing a webinar is that you take a PowerPoint presentation that's been converted, and this presentation is then made available as a webinar. So a typical scenario would be somebody who's filmed somebody speaking, and at the same time they've had a bunch of slides. And what you want to do is to create a webinar portal which has the slides showing and the video showing. The challenge here is synchronizing this. And there are two different ways of doing this. One way is to use our application which allows you to present. And as you present, using either a Mac, a PC or an iPad, the timings are recorded for you. So the whole process is automated. The other option is to be able to create a presentation. And the idea here is that you have a PowerPoint presentation that you've given, and you've been filmed giving this presentation, and you want to quickly turn it into a webinar so that on the one side you will have the person speaking in the video, on the other side you'll have the PowerPoint presentation nicely synchronized. Now, to do this, there are a number of different ways to do it. We've aimed to make it as simple as possible. You can actually present using our iPad or Mac or PC based tool, which allows you to present your presentation and it will automatically record those timings. The other way of doing it is to take your presentation, which is transformed. We can then take that presentation, put it into the VF Hub, and then we have the ability to be able to quickly turn this into a webinar. And I'm going to do this now, add a presentation. So first of all, I select the video that is the recording I want to synchronize with the slides, and this can be any of my approved videos. So the video has to be approved first. I'm then going to enter in my name as the presenter. I'm going to enter in the slide folder. So this is just the name of the folder that you put onto the server with the slides in. My presentation title, which is going to be this, is a live demo, and the email of the presenter. And once I've done that, it takes me to a screen which gives me three different sections. On the top left-hand side, you can see the slides themselves. So these are the slides converted from PowerPoint. At the bottom, you can see the video that we want to synchronize this with. And on the right-hand side, we can see various comments and so on relating to the slides. So my first slide, I'm going to start at 0 seconds in, and I can synchronize the slide with the movie just by clicking this link button. If I then play on, when I want the second slide to come in, I simply click the link button for that. So that will come in at 7 seconds. And I can keep going through this. Now, one thing you'll notice is that there is animation inside my slide. And this is maintained when we transform this into a webinar. So the slide starts at 13 seconds in, but my animation is going to start at 15 seconds in. And we can keep on going like this until we've matched all of the slides with the webinar. Once you've produced your presentation, the last step is then to export it. And this is as simple as clicking onto the export button for a particular presentation. This will then give you a URL that the presentation will be published at. This can be an internal URL behind your corporate firewall, or it can be publicly accessible for other people to use. To view the page, you then simply browse to that particular page, and as you can see here, you're able to play the video, and as the video plays through, you can click between the slides, and each individual slide will then change to show the file that you've got available. So that's the VF Hub. All of the presentations, all of the web, all of the video put together in one place, which is nice, easy, accessible for people to be able to use, and then to be able to take, present, and distribute. All the time maintaining that all-important trail so you can see who said what when and go back and follow things through. Also making it easy for you to take video, take the comments that have been made, and put it back into Premiere or Final Cut for video editors. Thanks very much for listening, and please get in touch with us on the details that follow at the end of this video. Thanks for listening.